Breaking news, Nigerians. The Tinubu's government have said that the NLC president Joe Ajero is not above the law. Yes, my country people. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led Nigerian government has denied allegations of human rights abuse levied against it by the United Kingdom Trade Union Congress (TUC) following the arrest of Joe Ajero, the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). The Nigerian government, in a statement by its presidential aide Bayo Ononuga, said that no individual, including the NLC president, is above the law in Nigeria. Joe Ajero was arrested and detained by the Department of State Service (DSS) at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, while en route to London for a TUC conference. Bayo Ononuga, the special adviser to the president on information and strategy, clarified that Ajero's arrest stemmed from his refusal to honor an invitation from the law enforcement agency. He said that Ajero is not above the law, that the Nigerian government was wrongly and forcefully accused of rights abuse because the NLC president Joe Ajero was stopped from traveling abroad after he snubbed the invitation of the law enforcement agency conducting an ongoing investigation. That Ajero, who probably considers himself above the law, was slated to speak at the same conference where the UK TUC leader attacked Nigeria. That his actions, however, have serious consequences, as no one is above the law in Nigeria, clearly under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, that no person is above the summons of the law enforcement agencies and lawful investigation. Like the United Kingdom and other civilized nations, Nigeria is a country of law governed by the Constitution, and we are not aware that there is anyone in UK or anywhere in Europe and the United States, trade union leaders inclusive, who will ignore the invitations or summons of the MI5 or Scotland Yard or treat the FBI with the level of disdain that Mr. Ajero has subjected the law enforcement agencies in Nigeria. Like in the United States, for example, the former President Donald Trump has been a subject of numerous investigations and prosecutions in court in several states since he left office. Even Mr. Hunter Biden, the son of the President of the United States, has been a subject of lawful investigation by the FBI. Therefore, the Nigerian government rejects any notion to human rights violation. The accusation made by the Trade Union Congress in the United Kingdom is unfounded and based on misunderstanding of the situation, says Mr. Bayo Ononuga. That besides, the Nigerian government is being led by a pro-democracy activist president who will do everything to protect the civil liabilities and the rights of all citizens. My country people, this is the biggest lie of the century. This is the biggest lie of the century. Despite the arrests and detention of journalists, as well as activists and agitators, as well as the killings of protesters by law enforcement officials, the Nigerian government, the Tinubu government, keeps on insisting that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration does not abuse human rights. Really? Really? This comes amid the detention of the president of the NLC, Joe Ajero. They keep on insisting that the Nigerian government, Tinubu's government, is wrongly and forcefully accused of doing the crime that they claim they did. Joe Ajero was arrested on Monday at the Abuja airport and was prevented from traveling to the UK for the TUC conference, but he was later released on Monday night. Now, Ononuga is coming to tell Nigerians that Ajero's arrest was justified and accused the Labour leader of refusing to honor an invitation by the law enforcement agency. This is the same Ajero that went to the police headquarters which day? Some few days back, before his arrest by the DSS, when the NLC had released statement that if anything should happen to Ajero in that police headquarters, that they will hold a strike, because Ajero was called in for questioning. They labeled the accusations on terrorism, financing, cybercrime, and others, and they called him in, and he went to the police headquarters and he answered them. he went to present himself. He was summoned and he went to present himself. So tell me what Mr. Bayo Ononuga is saying, that nobody's above the law in Nigeria. I would disagree with Bayo Ononuga that some persons are above the law in this country. Yes, even Tinubu himself, he is above the law in this country. Bayo Ononuga is above the law in this country. Mr. Yahaya Bello is above the law in this country. Other persons are, even Ganduji, he's above the law in this country. And so many other persons that are above the law. Even Wike is above the law in this country. So you can see the chain. It goes on and on and on. People that are, there are so many persons that are above the law in this country. You see how they could easily get hold of the NLC leader. Despite the NLC's irregularities, we shouldn't condemn where we see harassment or violation of human rights. We ought to condemn that. Yes, we know that the NLC is not trying, the leader is not trying, but we have to condemn where we see wrong, where we see evil, we have to condemn it. Yahaya Bello that have been declared a wanted man for how many months now? Have they gotten hold of him? Even when the EFCC saw Yahaya Bello, they couldn't pick him up because of one or two reasons. Yahaya Bello declared a wanted man. Till date, they've not gotten hold of Yahaya Bello. Not that he's a spirit or that he cannot be seen. He's a human being with blood and flesh. But they couldn't get hold of Yahaya Bello. But common Ajero, because he said Tinubu should reverse the price of the fuel to the previous price. All of a sudden, Ajero is now above the law. How? How is Ajero above the law? We tend to disagree because some persons in this country, they are above the law. We know, they know. But they fail to admit this fact. And they are trying to deny something that evidences out. There are several evidence, despite evidence on human rights abuse under this Tinubu's government. We have a lot of evidence. Arrests of journalists, detention of journalists, arrest of activists, detention of activists, killings of protesters. We've not talked about that too. The detention of protesters, currently some of them are in detention. And Tinubu wants to use that to serve as a detriment to those that would want to protest in the nearest future, that they will be arrested and detained. And tag them terrorists because they came out to protest. That they are terrorists, they are terrorism financiers, they are this, they are that. But now they come and say nobody's above the law. Some people are above the law in Nigeria. And they know who they are. They know themselves. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments.